with that being said, man, I like to start. I like family and friends. I like relationships, loyalty, respect, all that good stuff. So I like, we starting you off with one of my dudes, man. A person who's near and dear to my heart. One of my compadres. My man Infamous C got a brand new single with the Outlaws. But the funny thing, Infamous C has such a great ATL historical story that, I don't even know how to transcend it on air, because me and him talked about so many things last night. I'm like, man, how do I get all this in the interview? So what's up, Infamous C?
What's good?
AKA Baritone Benny. Baritone Blanco or something. We're going to come up with a cool name for you. But man, you know what? I'm going to go back to the beginning.
All right.
I'm not just going to start with this single. We got all night. We ain't got nobody falling through. So let's talk about Infamous C first and foremost. Where you from and when you got into the game. And I hope you're recording this, because this is going to be a good
one. All right.
All right. All right. So let everybody in the A know, where's Infamous C from and when did you start pursuing hip-hop?
Born and raised in Atlanta. I started writing rhymes when I was 13. Got in the industry officially in 97. Released my first album in 99. And just been, just going up since.
When did you swallow the frog?
I don't know.
What's funny is, like, Vic and I were talking about you earlier. And I said, his voice is one way. Because the way that you rap, like, that is, like, my weakness in rappers. Like, I love the raspy voice, that really deep, I like the Ja Rules, the DMXs, I like that bass. I was like, but talking to you is so different. Like, your voice is one way, when you rap, it's like, wow, it's something different. Yeah. And then when the first time I met you after hearing your stuff, I would never put your face with your voice.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
You should ask him. I hope that's in a good way.
That is a good way, yeah. And and I commend you on, exactly when you started. You are, like, on point. Like, you know how you ask a lot of rappers, you're like, well, when did you start? Oh, Shawty, I've been doing this for about 12 years. You know exactly when you started.
Well, I started writing my first rhyme in 1975.
Exactly.
I was watching the episode of Good Times, the episode when Father Evans said, damn, damn, damn. And I was like, you know what? That'll be a good record. Damn, damn, damn. Nah. But Infamous C, like, you were born and raised right here in A-Town.
That's right.
One of the rare A-Town babies.
That's right.
That's still in the city. So when you were 13, like, what made you want to pick up the pen? Like, first of all, being that y'all might not know, but Infamous C is a Caucasian. You don't mind me saying that, do you?
No, okay.
Infamous C is a Caucasian. So when you were 13, I'm assuming in the house with other Caucasians. Am I assuming correctly?
Yeah.
Okay. What made you want to write rhymes?
I was influenced big time by Eazy-E, NWA, and the 2 Live Crew and stuff, and I just was, like, glorified with that lifestyle and everything. And even before they hit the scene, LL Cool J, Run DMC, and the whole breakdance thing. Like, I used to love watching Beat Street and Breaking 1, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, all that stuff.
You want to be a B-boy?
I never could dance.
Could you jump? Okay, just I said that because you told me you played basketball.
Yeah, I can jump basketball-wise.
So, all right, because Linda has told this story before. When you was listening to Eazy-E and 2 Live Crew and NWA, did you have to hide that music coming from your household? Did you have to hide it? Because Linda said she had to hide her tapes.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't have to hide it until, like, the 2 Live Crew got arrested for their explicit lyrics and everything. I came home one day and my mom had confiscated every tape I had with explicit lyrics label on it.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that.
Did she really?
Yeah.
All mine were, like, dubbed. I had to dub mine onto something else so they didn't have the official writing and stuff on there, or I'd have to take an eraser and erase it off so she wouldn't know what it was. Yeah, or just hide it under the bed.
So so before Luke went to jail,
yeah,
did she know what you were listening to?
Not really.
And so she just one day looking at the news and like, hold up, that looks like the dude on the little square box that she has in there.
Yeah.
She came in your room and confiscated everything.
Yeah.
So were you at home?
No, I wasn't home.
influence?
I came home, I was looking for a tape to put in, and I noticed a lot of them were missing.
You had been censored.
Did you go ask him?
No.
You didn't go ask?
He knew.
I ended up digging around and I found them and stole them back.
That's so what I would have done.
So, at 13, you writing. Were other people in your neighborhood writing, or so you just basically in your bedroom, like, you know what, I want to do what these guys do?
Yeah.
So when did you first decide, like, because going back to how we started the show, you are one of the artists who invest in yourself.
Correct.
So when did you actively start pursuing it? Like, when you like, you know what, I can do this.
I guess I was inspired a lot by Tupac, and after he passed and everything, I started taking this thing more seriously in '97, and started putting money into myself.
Okay. So did you even understand the business, or you just like, you know what,
No.
I'm gonna do it by myself, I don't want no help? Or
Originally, I thought I could just record a demo and get signed, but it wasn't so easy because at the time it wasn't a cool thing to be a white rapper.
right?
Because like the last one was Vanilla Ice, and
That left a bad taste in everybody's mouth.
and whenever he had that Mind Blowing album, it flopped and it kind of ruined the image for white rappers. So
Right.
when I was coming out, people were like, when they found out I was a rapper, they ended up laughing because I was white, and even when I dropped my first album, Eminem wasn't out yet till 6 months later.
Right.
Then things started changing. So whenever I first hit the scene, I wasn't getting much respect and stuff.
Have you always been Infamous C?
Yes.
Never ever had another rap name?
No.
So how did you actually feel? Like, because, like, being like when Vanilla Ice came out and you had MC Search, like, how did like, when you first seen Vanilla Ice, like, how did that make you feel? Like, did that encourage you even more, or did you look at him like, man, this silly bastard is gonna hurt it for me?
Like both Hammer and Vanilla Ice and stuff, whenever they were out, even though they were big time, it wasn't the style of rap that I listened to. So I didn't really pay attention to them. I never even bought Vanilla Ice or MC Hammer CDs ever.
Right. So when did you, after you recorded your demo, how many songs did you put on your demo?
I think it's 5.
Did you like them?
I go back and listen to it now. I'm kind of like embarrassed when I hear it.
So you still have them?
Yeah.
There, lesson number 2. Message an artist who still has all his original recordings.
But with having your originals and then doing what you do now, then you can go back and you can look at your growth. You can see how far you came.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. And if one day you decide you want to redo that in some other way, shape, or form, you got it.
Yeah.
So you done recorded this demo. What did you feel like step 2 was, or step 3? Were you mailing it to record labels, Maggie?
Yeah, I remember seeing an ad that Outkast had started a new label around the same time period, so I sent one to them and numerous other labels, but wasn't getting no feedback. So like I said, it wasn't a cool thing to be a white rapper at the time. Then I ended up, I already knew Baby D and some other members of Camp back in '96, whenever Camp wasn't really known yet, and I was rolling with them. And so I just started going to their shows and stuff and hanging with them all the time, and just developed some of my craft then to the next level, and took some of the tips I learned from some of their different artists to help me on the business side of it.
Did you have that deep voice back then?
Yeah.
So in '97 your voice was deep?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, being that you said, back then it wasn't cool to be of the Caucasian persuasion and being a rapper, did you ever think about not portraying yourself as a Caucasian, like not saying you weren't, but not saying you were, you're not just kind of putting it in their face, did you ever just consider just being infamous-y and being infamous, you know what I'm saying, or just having that anonymity to where they heard your voice but they didn't know what you looked like, so they would actually know that you were of the Caucasian persuasion until after the fact?
Not really.
Okay.
You were proud of what you are.
Yeah.
That's good.
How did your parents feel when they first heard the demo?
My mom's always been supportive of everything I do, and even my other family members show me a lot of love and support. Because like my upbringing, I wasn't raised to be racist or anything, so so I don't really have anyone in my family that's racist, so
right.
it wasn't really that big of a deal.
Have your mom ever seen you perform?
She saw that DVD from when I did that Radio Vision back in June.
So what did she say? What was her opinion?
She liked it.
That's good.
She's like, look at my baby.
I think that's what all mamas say. Look at my baby.
And she's been in the studio with me before, like when I've recorded with Sammy Sam and stuff, you know.
Hold on. You had your mother in the studio with Sammy Sam?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was hilarious. He had her laughing the entire time. Sammy Sam's, like, if he wasn't a rapper, he'd be a comedian.
So she enjoyed being around Sammy Sam?
Yeah.
That's funny. She's going to remember that for the rest of her damn life.
Yeah.
She probably tells all her friends, I was in the studio with Stepdaddy. Did he have a beard then?
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny. So, have you ever featured your mom on a track?
No.
You never thought about just having her say something?
No.
Like do something like, I remember, see, when he was a baby, he used to run around with a spoon like a microphone.
No.
Never thought about it.
That'd be cute though.
Somebody go, you know what?
You just gave somebody an idea.
Carl Washington will be calling you if I hear my idea on your CD, artist.
You know people like to steal your ideas, so you
So
put it in the atmosphere.
So, you recorded this demo, you done sent it to some labels, didn't get feedback that you wanted. When did you decide to set up Dangerous Trends, your label?
I guess 98, I decided I was going to go ahead and just do this thing on my own. See, the name Dangerous Trend was actually a lowrider club that I had when I was a teenager.
Oh, you had your own lowrider club?
Yeah, so it was much like how the Rough Riders was a motorcycle gang and then became a label. It was kind of the same situation.
So you had your own lowrider club?
Yeah.
What type of car you had?
I had several. I had like Mazda trucks lowered. I had Silverados lowered, and you know.
Kinda, I know you had a truck.
Also,
You look like a truck dude.
A lower truck dude.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
So, being that, you know what, and I think that's dope. Like, especially now, like that was like multi-marketing. You promoting your car club and your label all at the same time.
yeah.
So what was like? Okay, got your demo. Then started your label. You on the road to being a businessman. What was step 2 for you? Like, I'm trying to do a tutorial for artists who are listening, starting a label. What was the next step?
To get my stuff in as many record stores as possible. So I'd be sitting there with the yellow pages going through, looking up record stores, calling them, asking them if they did, if they sell CDs on consignment, and told them, you know, I was an independent artist, and the ones that did, I'd go visit their store, you know, leave like 5 copies, you know, fill out a consignment sheet, and I'd check back about every 2 weeks to see, you know, if they sold anything, you know, if I needed to come restock or, you know, come pick up payment and whatnot.
So how do you feel from those days, because it was a bunch of stores in the yellow pages,
Yeah.
to now, it might be what, 2, 3, 5?
Yeah, now everything's like, you know, all digital downloads and stuff.
Right.
Because like the physical copies, you know, are way down from what it was, you know, when I came out my first album in '99.
So how has, like, being now, because you still have Dangerous Trend,
Correct.
how have you changed to adapt with the time? Like, how has your businessman thought process changed? Like, what things do you do now that's important compared to the things you've done back then that was important?
Back then, you know, I spent a lot of time hitting record stores and stuff. Now I spend more time on the internet, you know, hitting the different social networks and everything to spread my music out to fans, which I wish they had some of that stuff when I came out with my first album, because back in the first album I was basically just Metro Atlanta area, you know.
Right.
But now, you know, I have people overseas, you know, buying my CDs and everything. So now it's more of a worldwide market now with the internet and everything.
All right, I'm gonna go back. Talking about some of your influences, you are a huge Tupac fan.
Correct.
Like,
you're in good company, because so am I.
How did Tupac music affect you in your career and the way you write and, I guess, you know, develop as an artist? How did listening to him affect you?
He was just a very powerful artist. It's the message he had and everything, and you know, I didn't grow up the same way he did or anything, but like, you know, there's different things I could relate to. I was raised by a single mother, you know, and he too had a sister, but they had different fathers. I was in the same situation and everything, and just, you know, I don't know, just like before he hit the scene, you know, I was really big and Easy and NWA and stuff. When Tupac come out, he like stole my attention. I just followed him. Like, I wasn't one of those people after Tupac died, I went and jumped on the Tupac bandwagon and went and bought all his albums and everything. Like, I was down with him when people were hating on him, you know.
Right. Out down to the point where you actually have a Thug Life tag.
Correct.
Can Linda take a picture of your Thug Life tat for the Facebook?
I'd rather not.
Come on now. That would go down in history.
So, tell me the story about the Thug Life tat and when you met Afeni Shakur.
Whenever I first time I ever met Afeni Shakur, I introduced myself to her and everything, and I told her how much her son meant to me. And I pulled up my shirt and showed her my Thug Life tattoo, and she was just like wowed. And she says, "That's exactly like my son's." She said, "Whoever did that did a really good job." And she says, "You know what?" She says, "When they cut my son open, they cut him open between the words thug and life." And I only met her for like 3 minutes at this point, and she's like revealed this information to me, and I was like, wow, you know.
So, and like you're so much a fan of Pac, or you know, inspired by him. Like you visit the actual museum and
Correct.
And you go to this celebration every year, right?
Yeah, I go to his birthday celebration. I go on September 13th when he's passed and everything, and pay my respects. I have several pictures on my MySpace and my Facebook for all my Tupac-related stuff of me, Outlaws, with Feeney and Tupac's sister and everything.
Man, that's crazy. Like, that's like mad respect.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So, when people see, like, when your lady's first seen your Thug Life tat, what did she think? First of all, because, you know, you have a significant other, correct?
Correct.
He's got a big old gold windband over there, so I assume so.
He got what?
A big old gold.
I mean, but you know, some rappers don't want me to tell that, so you know, I didn't want to
right.
just.
You're exactly right.
So, like, did she know you was a rapper?
Yeah.
Did she meet you as a rapper, or she met you as your real name?
As your government.
I don't want to just call it out. Who did she meet first? Did she meet?
She met me as my government name.
Oh, did she? So, at what point did you tell her that you were a rapper?
Probably like the first, like within, you know, the first 30 minutes of conversation, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay.
If you meet a chick and you are a rapper, I mean, just being a female and being approached by rappers, within the first 10 to 15 minutes of conversation, that's brought into the conversation.
So, what was her reaction?
At first, she
was she like, man, pop that joint in then. Let's see what you sound like, bitch.
No, she was probably like, oh, really?
Nah. Whenever I first met her and stuff, it seemed like impossible to like get her to go on a date with me, and I just had to be persistent and everything. Then she finally gave in.
And you end up marrying her.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. That's what I gotta ask this, because also knowing the people you know and the things you've done in the city, and I'm putting this on air. How many songs you have recorded with Sammy Sam?
I have 13 songs with him. I've only released like I think 4 of them so far though.
I just put this out there because I think you should put out an Infamous C Sammy Sam album.
Yeah. I probably more than likely will, like in the next couple of years, because I want to put a couple more on my upcoming project, then save a couple for that.
Right. And you know what? The name you was telling me that you was going to use for your group, it didn't hit me until after. You know someone has used that name?
What, the Carroll City Cartel?
Yeah.
Well, mine's Carroll Cartel.
I know, but
and mine's 2 R's, 2 L's, you know.
I know, but if you used it now, they would think you would bite.
Nah, if they listen to my song "Claim to Fame" on my current album that I have out, I advertised the name on it, and that song was recorded back in 2000 before you even heard of Rick Ross.
When he was a police.
Yeah, exactly.
When he probably was kicking it with Sammy Sam.
When he's locking up Sammy Sam.
Yeah, when he was locking up Sammy Sam. So, man, how do you feel about, because being that you started doing your thing in '97, like how do you feel about the rise of the Atlanta hip-hop scene?
I guess it's probably after like No Limit and Cash Money fell off, Atlanta's pretty much, you know, had the rap game on lockdown since in my opinion, because a lot of the West Coast artists I know sometimes joke around with me and ask me when we're going to give the West Coast the rap game back.
Never.
Because he said like selling 20,000 copies in the West Coast is like going platinum to them right now.
Wow, for real?
Yeah.
It's that bad out there?
He said they say if you ain't Snoop and some of these other people, then you know it's hard to sell units.
Speaking of the West Coast, that record we played before we started talking was featuring The Game and Gangsta Boo.
Correct.
Great combination of West Coast and South.
Correct.
How did that collaboration come about?
I got Game on record through DJ King Assassin, which was one of Pac's original producers back when he messed with Shot G and Mike Mosley before the Death Row days. He was friends with JT the Bigger Figure, and JT the Bigger Figure is the man that really discovered the game. So that's how I got the hook up on that. Then Gangster Boo I got hooked up with through the Outlaws.
Okay. Okay, so I'm finna play a record real quick.
Alright.
And then we're gonna come back, talk some more about Dangerous Trend, you know, things you like, don't like, and we're gonna drop the single.
Alright, man.
Alright, the record we about to play, this is my man Infamous C. This is Move featuring legendary Hitman Sammy Sam. 404-523-8989 is the magical number. 404-523-8989 is the magical number. We hanging out with my man Infamous C, man. Y'all definitely call in, holler at him. Got a label. We're gonna find out if you're looking for some talent where you can send them demos to. Alright? Alright.